Yawning is likely contagious due to a combination of factors, including social mirroring, empathy, and potentially even brain mechanisms related to arousal and vigilance. While the exact reasons aren't fully understood, research suggests that seeing or hearing someone yawn can trigger a yawn in others, particularly those who are empathetic or close to the person yawning. In this video, we are going to talk about why do we yawn, and it really contagious. Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Let's start the video. Why yawning happens? Yawning, it's something we all do, yet few of us stop to think about why. It sneaks up on us when we're tired, bored, or even when we see someone else do it. But behind this simple act lies a fascinating mix of biology, psychology, and social behavior. At its core, yawning is often associated with the body's need to regulate temperature and oxygen levels. One theory suggests that when we're fatigued or bored, our breathing becomes shallower. Yawning may act as a deep, involuntary breath to help bring in more oxygen and cool the brain, essentially rebooting our mental state. That's why yawning can actually help us feel a little more alert, even if only temporarily. But there's more going on than just biology. Yawning is also deeply tied to our emotions and our environment. For instance, boredom isn't just a lack of interest. It often signals a drop in cognitive stimulation. Our brains respond with a yawn, almost like they're asking for something more engaging. It's a subtle message. Wake me up. Give me something to do. Brain cooling and oxygen regulation. One of the leading biological theories is that yawning helps cool the brain. When we're tired or bored, brain temperature rises. Yawning increases blood flow and forces us to take a deep breath, helping cool the brain and bring in more oxygen. This can restore alertness and improve mental clarity, almost like a natural brain refresher. Response to fatigue or boredom. We tend to yawn when we're sleepy or uninterested. This happens because our breathing slows down and our brain receives less stimulation. Yawning stretches the jaw and increases heart rate slightly, which can help bring us back to a more alert state when our energy is low. Emotional and psychological regulation. Yawning doesn't just happen when we're tired, it can also show up in moments of anxiety or stress. Public speakers, students before exams, even athletes before performance often yawn without being sleepy. It's thought to be a way our body helps regulate emotion and reduce psychological tension. Contagious yawning and social connection. Yawning is famously contagious. Just seeing or hearing about it can make us yawn too. This isn't just mimicry. Studies suggest it's tied to empathy and emotional closeness. People are more likely to catch a yawn from someone they know well. It may be an ancient, unconscious way of syncing behavior and building social bonds. A primitive group survival signal. From an evolutionary perspective, synchronized yawning in groups could have helped signal rest time or increased vigilance when danger was near. In animals, coordinated yawning can indicate alertness or readiness. In humans, it still acts as a subtle, shared social cue. Why yawning is contagious? Yawning is one of those strange human behaviors that spreads like a ripple. You see someone yawn, and suddenly you're yawning too. Even just reading about yawning might trigger it. But why is it so contagious? Scientists believe contagious yawning goes far beyond mimicry. It's tied to our brain's capacity for empathy and social connection. When we see someone yawn, especially someone we care about, our brain mirrors their state, not just physically, but emotionally. This mirror response, linked to areas in the brain responsible for empathy and understanding others, makes us more likely to catch a yawn from someone we're emotionally connected to. Interestingly, contagious yawning doesn't happen as often between strangers. It's more common among friends, family, or people in close groups. That suggests yawning might have evolved as a way to foster social bonding and group synchronization. It could have been nature's subtle way of helping groups rest together, stay alert together, or even signal shared emotions. So, when a yawn passes from one person to another, it's not just an act of tiredness, it's a reflection of emotional connection. A simple, unconscious gesture that reminds us how deeply we're wired to respond to one another. Empathy and social mirroring. Yawning isn't just about being tired, it's a subtle reflection of empathy and social mirroring. When we see someone yawn, our brain instinctively mirrors their behavior, especially if we share a close emotional bond. This unconscious mimicry is rooted in the parts of the brain that process empathy, helping us connect with others on a deeper, even nonverbal level. It's why we're more likely to yawn when a friend or family member does, but less so with strangers. In this way, yawning becomes more than a reflex. It's a quiet signal of shared experience, a glimpse into how our brains are wired for connection and understanding. Mirror neurons. Yawning isn't just a sign of tiredness, it's a glimpse into how our brains connect with others. One key player in this process is something called mirror neurons. These special brain cells activate both when we perform an action and when we see someone else do it. So when someone yawns, our mirror neurons fire as if we're yawning ourselves. This response is strongest when there's an emotional bond, like with friends or family, linking the act of yawning to empathy. It's a powerful example of social mirroring, our brain's natural way of understanding and syncing with the people around us, even through something as simple as a yawn. Brain activity. Yawning triggers surprisingly complex brain activity. It engages areas responsible for movement, emotion, and social connection, especially the motor cortex, hypothalamus, and the brain's default mode network. These regions help regulate alertness, body temperature, and emotional states. When we see someone yawn, our brain's mirror neurons activate, mimicking the action as if we were doing it ourselves. This sparks a ripple effect through areas involved in empathy and social awareness, like the anterior cingulate cortex. In just a few seconds, a simple yawn reflects a web of brain functions, blending biology, emotion, and our deep need to connect. Vigilance. Yawning may seem like a sign of sleepiness, but it's also linked to vigilance. Some scientists believe yawning helps the brain stay alert by increasing oxygen flow, cooling brain temperature, and boosting mental efficiency. When we're drowsy or understimulated, yawning may act like a reset, sharpening focus and helping us stay aware of our surroundings. This makes sense from an evolutionary perspective, where staying alert in a group could mean the difference between safety and danger. In that way, yawning isn't just about winding down, it can also be the body's quiet way of gearing up. Familiarity. Contagious yawning is more likely to occur with people we know and are close to, suggesting a role for social bonds. I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. See you in the next video.